Things 3 is my favorite task manager, and I just love it. I've made a whole other video about how I use it specifically, but today I wanted to go through 10 things that I think all Things users should know about, if not be using all the time. So without further ado, let's just jump into the list. So first up, we need to go into the settings. And the first thing I think everyone should do is go to Things Cloud and turn on Cloud Sync for your account. If you want to keep your to-dos private and just on individual devices, that's fine. But a lot of us, I think most of us, are going to want to sync between our devices, and Things Cloud is the service that does that. So you just create a free account. It's a totally free service. You do pay for things up front. So you pay once for the app up front, and then this is a free sync service after that. I highly recommend it. Works really, really well. You should definitely turn this on if you want your tasks to sync between devices. Next up, on the Mac only, you want to enable quick entry. So you want to have these set up so you can create tasks quickly. So these are the shortcuts that they have set up by default. You can click here to change them. But if I go ahead and hide things, so I'm just in the Finder right now, and I want to make a new task. I can hit Control Spacebar, and it brings up the new task interface. So I can say, do this someday. That's just the note. I can tab through to say, let's do it. We'll say tomorrow. We'll add a link as the tag. I can create a checklist of items under here. I can create a deadline. Let's say it's a deadline tomorrow as well. And then I can assign it to a project and save it. So you can do all of that. You can do it all from the keyboard. So I did some from the mouse, but you can just key through all of these however you'd like. It's really, really nice. And now let's say I'm in Safari or Chrome. It works best in these two browsers. You can hit Control Option Spacebar, and it will actually pull in the name of the site you're on, and then the name of the site and the URL will go into the note, so you can remind yourself to come back to a website at a later date. This is really simple, really easy. I use this all the time to save links for later, not necessarily to read later, but things that I want to look at. It doesn't really matter. You can use it for whatever you'd like, but I find that really convenient as well. All right, so for number 3, we're back in the app. I want to sync over reminders. So if you use Apple Reminders, you can actually bring those into Things. So you just want to check this box and then choose the reminders list you want to bring in. So let's say I just want to use my general reminders. I can put them into the inbox. And so basically what will happen is when I launch Things and go to the inbox page, it's going to look for any reminders I have in the Apple Reminders app in this list that I've selected, and it will give me the option to import them. When I import them, they're brought into Things with the same due date. It will lose attachments, it will lose locations reminders if that's what you're looking for, but if you have just a due time, it will bring those in to Things. It works really nice, and it'll actually mark them complete in reminders so you don't have duplicate notifications whenever they're due. And then our last setting is the calendar. This is pretty simple. Basically, if I drag this over here and say show calendar events in today and upcoming lists, I can go ahead and click this. And now I see at 3 p.m. I have a meeting with Jeff, at 4 p.m. I have an interview with Sarah. And these are just pulled from my calendars stored locally. I can select which ones I want to appear and which I don't. Maybe I don't want those. So yeah, this is just a nice way to get a little bit more information on your task list to see what you have going on today. You can see your calendar events and your tasks all in one place. But for number 5, we're moving out of the settings, and this is my suggestion to organize the app. So I have all of these areas over here. So these are these kind of cube icons. This is an area of my life. So I have the morning, which we'll talk about in a second. I have work. I have Birch Tree, which is kind of like my side projects. I have home, and then I have freelance work. And so I can actually expand this by clicking, the arrow over here. I can expand to see different sections, different projects I have in this area. But for me, I find it really nice to separate these things out so that I can only look at work stuff while I'm at work. I can only look at Birch Tree stuff when I'm doing creative work, that sort of thing. I have a groceries list that's specifically here for my groceries. So this is really, really convenient, I think. And I would recommend using emoji. So these are just names with emoji. They're just text, but you can put emojis at the front. I think it's good for making the app look a little fresher, look a little nicer, and just makes it more glanceable for me. Now, back on the Today view, which is the main view of Things, I noticed a mistake. I've got Start Getting Q3 Commitments in QBR. That's actually not a Birch Tree thing. That's a regular work thing. So let me go ahead and just drag this over to Work. There we go. And now it's in my work project, work area, I should say. And that is just nice. Maybe this is groceries. I can go ahead and throw it under groceries and it moves there. But the point is that you can drag most things in the UI to where you want them to go, and that'll make changes. It's really nice to know if you think you can grab something and move it, like let's move this project into my morning section. Oops, that's above it. Let's move it into the morning section. There we go. And now it's part of the morning area. I actually don't want that, of course. I want it in my home section, but yeah, you can drag basically anything, any item in the app, you can drag it around. Now let's make a repeating task. And I'm only bringing this up because Things does not do repeating tasks super well, and it's a little hard to figure out exactly how to do them. So we're going to go into Plus to create a new task, repeating reminder. There we go. So nothing special. And what I want to do is actually, before I close this out, I want to hit the 3 dots here, and I want to do repeat. And here's where you set the rules for this. So you can set it for after completion, daily, weekly, monthly. Like this is going to be a weekly one. How about? So we'll do every 1 week on Mondays and Thursdays. How about? So those are going to happen. It gives you a preview of kind of what the schedule is going to be. You can say when will it end, and you can add a reminder. So let's add a reminder we'll do 8 a.m. for this. So every day at 8 a.m. I'll have a reminder, or every Monday and Thursday, I should say, I'll have a reminder to do this repeating reminder, right? And so now it's been saved and it was added to my tomorrow view. It is not the best system, but it works, and it's how things work in Things. You may not discover it, but yeah, just remember there is this 3 dots icon down here that you can tap or click to go into repeat, and then that will let you get into that interface. Now, I mentioned this before, but I really recommend setting up a morning area. So Things has this cool concept when you're creating a reminder. So we're going to do, let's see, we'll do something. And then for the due date, you can put today or this evening. And I like that because these are the kind of things you'll do during the day. These are things you'll do at the end of the day. But I have some tasks that I want to do right when I get up, like while I'm having breakfast. And for those, there's no real answer for Things. I really wish they would add this morning as an option, but they don't want to do that, which is fine. Maybe it's just me who wants this, but I think it's really cool. But basically, I have it so, like I said, you can drag these things all around. I've dragged it to the top of my list so that when the day starts, and if I move this to today, oops, I've got a reminder set. There we go. It'll always show at the top of my today view. So call Seth when I wake up is right at the top. I can go ahead and check it off, and now it's done. The morning section goes away. So I really like having a morning area in Things. All right, just 2 left. Number 9 is you can have multiple windows open. So if I want to have one of these windows looking at my birch tree project, I'll just move that over here. I can click this button here to open a new window, and it's going to say, okay, there's my today view. Let's open another one. This one I can do my, well, that's really the only ones I want to show on video. The other ones have private stuff, but you can open multiple windows. And again, this works on the iPad as well, so you can create multiple windows, but you can see different things at different times, depending on what you want. So you can kind of create some interesting layouts with different projects. If you have multiple projects you want to have showing up, you can do that. A lot of flexibility there. I tend to use one window, but if you need more flexibility, it's there. Okay, and finally, I want to show you how natural language works in Things. So if I'm making a new task, so new task, I can go ahead and tab into the due date. So I can just click on any of these. I can set a reminder by time, but I can just type in something as well. So if I want this to be happening at 4 p.m. tomorrow, I could do 4 p.m. tomorrow. There we go. And now it's due at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Or I could do just tomorrow, and it'll just be due tomorrow on that date. I could do December 25th. There we go. It actually lets me go a couple years in the future if I'd like. So I can do some natural language input, which is really nice. I think a lot of people think you have to click all around to do anything in Things, but you really can do this all from the keyboard. And again, this is for 5 p.m. today. There we go. I actually mistyped, but 5 p.m. today. There we go. And so that changed that, and now it's just on my list of things to do. I'll check it off right now. But yeah, those are 10 things that I think are useful to know about Things. Maybe you knew all of them. Hopefully you learned at least one thing watching this video. If you did, I'd love it if you hit the thumbs up below and leave a comment with anything else you like about Things, anything I didn't cover, other people would benefit from knowing. Always love to see that in the comments section. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you here next time. Bye-bye.